accusations, it's a plot to drop the IQ. Fighting amongst each other over rumors that don't like you. When fur is trapped in melancholy with the wood ones of holly. Suggestions that obliterate to camouflage the folly. Attempted mental robbery, executed sloppily. The hypocrisy, this mockery, and block the talk with me. Put the hands up to touch the Akasha, cause you know deep down there's something bigger than your wallet.
Sweet eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful, friends. Welcome to your November Tarot Oracle. So happy to be doing this month. I love looking ahead. I love getting a taste, a peek of what is to come, and also just getting some really good messages that are, are good advice for everybody, no matter who. But of course, this reading is always geared towards you. If you are here listening or watching this, even if it's after the fact, these messages are for you. The intention is that the messages that can come forward that serve as many of the people who are viewing it at any time as possible is what comes forward. So always these messages are for you, specifically for your month of November. But it is, of course, all of us too, and we're all connected, and we all are on the similar wavelength when we're sharing this time space reality. So that's always true too. So we're here for a reason, and we're here to receive these messages. It is a really nice day today. I wonder if it is where you are at. I love fall anyways, but I also am really enjoying the cold, crisp time, but also the bright sunshine. The combination is awesome. I hope you can all hear me okay. I am just have a slightly different setup than normal. I'm a little loud. I'm going to turn that down a bit. That should be a little better. Hopefully I'm not blowing anybody's eardrums out, and you can still hear me. But yeah, it's good to see you all. People are starting to come in. I do want to share a few things before we go to the members only. The tarot readings each month are for supporters only. And so if you're a supporter on Rockfin, you get the tarot reading. If you're a supporter, a subscriber of the audio podcast, members only, Apple Podcast, Rogueway subscription, then you also get the audio of the tarot reading. So those are the two ways that you can get these tarot readings. And all the exclusive content that I do is available in the same way. So it's not just the reading at least once a month that you do. Sometimes there's meditations that we do. Sometimes there are extra interviews that we do. And more often, every single Thursday, there is Middle Path, which is our spiritual classroom together, getting rid of all the new age garbage and junk, the saccharine, sweet, fake ass spiritual, and getting down to what's actually spiritual, which is a little bit similar and a little bit different from what is probably most often been presented to you. So before we get into the members only section of the tarot, what's up, Tinfoil Tiara over in YouTube, and Angie A over in Rockfin? Thank you for letting me know the sound is good. If you didn't catch it, by the way, I had a fabulous time with Steve and Pasta over on AM Wake Up. Over on Rockfin, you can get all their content as well. We chatted yesterday. It was an excellent episode before I even got there, because the great Derek Bros is doing some great research as always, and so he gave some updates on some dark work he's looking into. It's important work, but it's dark work too. It's not always easy to hear about, and that's that ritualized child sexual abuse. It's funny. It's not funny at all, but it is, interesting that we constantly, if we ever bring up ritual sexual abuse, satanic sexual abuse, people are like, oh, that old Christian scare tactic and the satanic panic. And it's like, no, that's really very obviously something that happens. And when you're one of the people who just dismisses it outright, weirdly, like, I don't even understand the desire to do that, except that you don't want to pretend that it happens or whatever, but it does. It's like obvious that it's happened throughout history, so it's always weird to me. But that's the one good thing about seeing this type of event come out into the open. I shouldn't say event, it happened over many years in this specific case, which it often does. But seeing these facts come out into the open is that those people have a harder time dismissing it the other times that we try to point it out, when we can say, look, it just happened again, documented, factual, court case, etc. Again, it's innocent until proven guilty. We don't actually know in this Utah case what what happened and who's guilty, but there's a lot of evidence mounting against these abusers, so I think that's worth looking at. Anyway, so that was a good show yesterday. If you missed it, you can check that out still. It's always there for your review. And tomorrow, as always, we're going to do day 0. Day 0 tomorrow, Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain, always here on my channel on Rockfin. You can also get it on audio podcasts, wherever podcasts are. And then tomorrow night, I also am going to have the great Chris Matthew of Forbidden Knowledge News. Of course, he might be on day 0 at any given. We don't even know until the day of if Chris is going to be there or not. He's the original founder of day 0, but he stepped back to work on some other projects. But we at least get to see him tomorrow on Rogue Ways, catch up with what he's doing. Always awesome to talk to Chris. What's up, Christopher Rangel in the chat? All right, so I'll share a few things with you guys before we go to the members only and get straight to the tarot. And of course, I always like to remind you of the site, rogueways.org. You can get tarot readings, you can get one-on-one guidance sessions, channel through some of your spiritual guides and allies, messages and energies, get blessings and the like directly from me. That's under spiritual support. Over here, you can also take courses from me. These are online. You go at your own pace. They're all spiritually related. There's meditation. There's mantras. The mantra one is free. There's tarot, and there's finding and meeting your spiritual guides and allies. All kinds of courses you can take if you click on the courses tab here. You can also go to the shop. You can get orgone and more, crystal and more. There are meditations twice a week. You can join me. That's also in the shop here. You can grab your membership for the month. It's $45. You end up getting usually between 8 to 10 or so, I think, meditations twice a week. For the whole month of November, you can come meditate for $45 twice a week. They're pretty powerful, very cool. And you can send me a message here through the connect button. You can check on the musings here. In this tab, there's tons and tons of writing here that is free, but a lot of what I've been doing recently is channeled. And last night actually, this toroidal electron orbits on the Tree of Life channeling came through. It's a lot. So this is the free part here at the beginning. And then if you want to click over to Substack, you can then go subscribe to my Substack. You can get this and all of the channeled information and messages that have come through on the Rogue Ways Substack. So you can become a supporter too. It's just a separate little thing that I do. You know, eventually these will all be gathered into the next book. The Key of Transformational Healing, of course, is the previous book that you can buy from me or from Barnes & Noble's, Amazon, or elsewhere. But the Key of Transformational Healing is a huge, heavy dose of information, and more is coming out nearly daily. And so if you want to get it as it's coming out, Substack or rogue.locals.com, where the community is, where you can also post your own content and engage in conversation. Those are both ways to get that in the meantime while you're waiting for the next book to come out. So that's that. I always like to remind you guys of those things. And of course, I want to highlight this because this is one of my favorite things. And Christmas, I know we're not supposed to mention it yet, but I'm mentioning it because I, for the first time in my life, already got my Christmas shopping done early. And what I like to do is I like to support small businesses. Usually I like to support local businesses, but the people I'm giving gifts to are all over anyway. And so Lindsay does these beautiful concoctions here on shootingrainbows.com. Shootingrainbows.com. She has all of these magically crafted lotions, foot soaks, sprays, roll-ons. She makes her own essential oil combinations. She has so many amazing and awesome products. And I say this really, truly, it's not just because I love her and she's a magical person. It's because I know how much she puts into this. And this is a spiritually uplifting energy. She does these at certain times and phases of the moon, and the astrological energies are right. She does them in small batches. There's crystals infused in them. There's certain music playing when she does it. Like, they're very intentionally crafted. And so any of the stuff she has is good. But I also want to show you this. She's got these packages now. They're actually not on her site. This is site, you can buy anything and craft your own packages. You get like a foot scrub, a lotion, a spray. Oh my God, they all smell so good. Make your own little package for somebody. But she's also doing these packages. And if you find her on Instagram, Shooting Rainbows, then you can order directly from her by messaging her. But for example, she sent me this foot scrub. Is it a foot scrub? Foot and body soak, I should say. So I have like a little, bucket that I put my feet in with hot water and I mix stuff. And this is perfect for that. So I'm very excited about that. This has organic essential oils of lavender and rosemary, green tea petals, flower petals, calendula leaf, Epsom salts, Himalayan crystal salt. So this is like not just awesome, it's very healthy and good for you. It's good to do this to your feet anyway. So I'm very excited about the foot soak. When you're done with the foot soak, a little pair of socks is sent along in this package. This is part of why I love it. They're wool. Wool are like the only socks that actually last, you may have noticed in your life. And they're cute and soft, and I love them. So these wool socks are included. And I love her body butter. I've had hundreds of, I don't even know how many of these I've had. I go through them because I use them every single day. And this body butter, it's whipped body butter, cocoa butter, shea butter, coconut oil, grapeseed, lavender essential oils, and orange essential oil. So I'm just saying, if you want to get some Christmas shopping done early, this is a small business you can support. Lindsay's an amazing person. Her and her little family are so cool. You can feel good about it. Everything that's going into it is high quality and handcrafted. I've added her to my favorite things page because I realized she wasn't there and I didn't understand why. That was a horrible mistake because I've been buying her products for a long time. I'm not getting any affiliate anything from this. I just like to support small businesses and people who put good energy and good stuff out into the world that you can then receive. You can feel good about it. You can feel good about giving it to yourself or others. And so I just wanted to share that because I just got this package yesterday or today. I don't know, time. It's weird. So I wanted to share those things with you all. And then we'll get back to the actual reading. Or we'll just get to it. I'll get back to it. We'll start it finally. So if you're over there on YouTube, I love you. I'm sorry you have to be a supporter to see the rest of this. You can click the link directly below you and hop over to Rockfin and become a supporter and get this and every other tarot reading and every other content, all of the middle paths and everything else I've got there, plus all the other people who are there. More and more people all the time. What's his name? Eddie Bravo. Everyone's really excited about that. He's on Rockfin now. Paul Joseph Watson just came to Rockfin. So we get bigger and bigger names all of the time. And that means that you get all of that content when you subscribe to me. You also subscribe to them. You don't have to, right? But you can. So it's like very, very good deal for everybody. I love it. And they're never going to steal my money. If you tip me on Rockfin, I get that tip. YouTube, no one will ever know if I get that tip or not. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I think you all know that at this point, but I love that too. And I love that people tip. I love getting value where people find value. So if you're on Rockfin, you share tips, you're a supporter. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for being here and being you. We'll get to the tarot reading now. If you're on YouTube, we'll see you next time. Tomorrow night, we got a free show, Chris Matthews. So be here at 7 p.m. And of course, Day Zero at 3 p.m. will also be free on YouTube. So I'll see you guys at both those shows tomorrow. Be well. All right, it's just us.